Hello everyone and welcome to the Ingalls SoCon Kickoff Show. I'm Chris Bainbridge, and for the next 30 minutes, we're getting you ready for football season in the Southern Conference. 2021 saw two SoCon seasons in a single calendar year, with fall champion East Tennessee State securing an FCF playoff bye and advancing into the quarterfinals, falling to eventual national champ North Dakota State. This season, the conference is as strong as it's been in years from top to bottom. To help us get a sense of what to expect heading into the season, we caught up with the voice of the SoCon, Pete Yanity, for some insight into the storylines, teams, and players to watch in the fall of 22.
I think here at the Southern Conference Football Kickoff, you've got a conference that's ready really to break out on the national level. I think this will be a year where you have multiple bids, and this league showed outside of the conference last year, and I think will show this season outside of SoCon play, that it'll have a whole lot more credibility when it comes time to pick at-large bids for the FCS playoffs. Chattanooga is the chic pick to win the conference as well. They should be. Lim Ford is a great running back, and defensively they really look good, beginning with Devontae Maxwell up front. I think the Mercer Bears are going to continue their growth in their third season under Drew Cronick, and last year they were one win away from being the league champs. And I wouldn't sleep on the Bucks either. They've got Tyler Rydell, who's really become a dynamic quarterback in his time with the Bucks. They've got a 1,000-yard runner back in Jacob Sailors, and Furman is relying on a second-year quarterback to really be the guy that gets it done for them. And Wofford Terriers, they're in a tough place right now. Well, Josh Conklin believes that to continue to be successful, they need to adapt offensively, and I think they would surprise some folks if they contend for another SoCon title. I still think VMI is a team that would surprise some folks if they contend, but I think they're going to contend. But that new VMI team now is Western Carolina. Just needs to get a win in the last week or second to last week, and they could very much be in contention for a SoCon title. Well, we'll have our Ingalls SoCon Game of the Week each Saturday beginning the 10th of September. I think by the time we get to our second Saturday in October, we'll have seen every school in the conference at least once at that point.
It was great getting to catch up with Pete and to check out his onstage interview at Media Day with NFL Hall of Famer and Chattanooga Mock Terrell Owens. Chattanooga is the preseason pick to take the SoCon title with multiple preseason All-Americans and a Walter Payton Award watch list running back. Leading the charge is head coach Rusty Wright, who sat down with us to take a look at the upcoming season. So, Coach, tell me a little bit about the mocks coming out of last season, what your off season's been like, and what you're looking forward to coming into fall of 2022.
Had a good off season. Had our first actually normal off season, truly, and I thought it went well for us. We had a good off season in the weight room, created a little better atmosphere as far as competition-wise in some rooms, because we got some young guys that are going to have to play and do some things like that. Really, really proud of how we've come from January till now, and looking very, very much so to the season.
What's the ceiling for this team? What are you guys capable of this season?
Well, that's a good question. We'll find that out, right? You know, as long as our young men are playing as well as they can play every Saturday, and we give ourselves opportunity to do those things, winning games will take care of itself. I promise you. And that's what we have to understand as a group, is we have to go prepare ourselves to go give ourselves an opportunity to go do that. And this group does have a high ceiling, and I'm interested to see what it's going to be.
What's the identity that you would like to see this team have, and who are some players to watch out for?
Well, I think, you know, for us, it always starts on both sides of the ball up front. And you look at Devontae Maxwell and McClendon Curtis. I mean, those are two of the better players in the league at their spots. And I think Ruben Lowry is a young guy that's going to have a really good year for us. I think Reed Williams is a young guy that plays offensive line that's going to have a really good year for us. There's a number of them that I'm excited for them because of how hard they've worked during this offseason, and it's just a matter of how it shakes out for them during the season.
Right. Well, Coach, good luck to you guys, and can't wait to see what the season holds for you. UT Chattanooga is the preseason pick in both the coaches and media polls to win the Southern Conference. The two polls were also on the same page for the team picked to finish second, the East Tennessee State University Buccaneers. The Bucs have a new head coach this season, with George Quarles taking the helm after spending the past 5 seasons coaching at SoCon rival Furman University. And the team from Johnson City has a real shot at repeating as conference champs and getting back to the postseason this year. All right, Coach. So tell me just a little bit about what this offseason has been like for you and what you're looking forward coming into this fall.
Sure. Well, obviously I got the job in December, and going through a spring practice first time. A little bit of learning on the job as far as how things work at ETSU, but I think it's been a very productive off season. I thought spring practice went really well. The off season was really well. Our strength coach Dave Lawson and his staff, I thought, did a tremendous job. And my message to them is, you're going to be everybody's Super Bowl this year. You're going to have a little bit bigger target than normal. You're not going to sneak up on anybody. But the only way I know to handle that, is to work hard.
What's your level of expectation for this team?
My level of expectation is obviously pretty high. We're trying to win them all, of course, and and I think sometimes you can get so caught up in the scoreboard that you forget about what's really important. And I know it's a cliche, but to me, it's focusing on the process, and the process being we go out every day and we get better. When I first got in the league, it was a run-heavy league, and now it's kind of flipped just a little bit. I just think that's one of the reasons that maybe we haven't got as many teams in the playoffs.
Well, here's hoping at least it'll include the ETSU Bucks this
Amen.
year.
Thank
Coach,
you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Good luck. Coach Quarles begins his trek to become one of the few individuals to win a national title, both as a coach and as a player. As a starting wide receiver, he was a member of the 1988 Furman University National Championship team. As much of a part of Furman football history as our next story, the famed Sir Paladin. One of the only live mascots in college sports, the Knight on horseback has been leading the charge to kick off game days at Paladin Stadium for years. And this year, he's saddled up for his next big ride.
When I was a baby, still running around in a diaper, I had a little pony named Dynamite, and I've just traded in bigger horses. As I grew up, I just kept getting bigger and bigger. It's always been said, a real high-end trainer told me one time, he said that a horse can feel your heartbeat through your fingertips down that bridle rein in his mouth. A lot of trust that goes into it, and just knowing each other's personalities, and they'll feed off of you a lot too. My name is Jody. I'm a farmer. We have cows and horses. I'm a full-time paramedic firefighter, and I'm also Sir Paladin on game day. The guy that used to do it was retiring, and they needed a replacement. This is 4th or 5th year. I'm still having fun doing it. Love college football, so anytime you get to go to a college football game and they're happy to see you, it's a pretty good day. You could feel the energy. You know why the team's pumped up and jumping around and all. You can feel the energy. He feels it too, because as soon as the crowd starts hollering, he starts running harder, and it's very cool, very cool. It means a pretty good bit to me to be able to be that representation and all. I tried to research it to really figure out what truly a Paladin was, how they would act, how they would, and they were very, if they went somewhere, they were an honored guest because they were so highly trained. So, just trying to play the part of what's representing that team, and just try to do it, just do it with honor, be nice, be courteous, and try to put a smile on the fans' faces and everything. That's what they come out there for. I think it really ties what Furman's all about.
This season, Sir Paladin leads a Furman team onto the field picked to finish 4th in the conference behind Chattanooga, ETSU, and Mercer. But this is a Furman team with a strong tradition of winning under head coach Clay Hendricks, and in a conference as talented and even as the SoCon, the Paladins could very well be hoisting that conference title come December. Coach Hendricks, thanks so much for joining us. I want to talk a little bit about Paladin football coming out of last season. what your off season's been like and what you're looking forward to here in the fall of 22.
Well, I thought we finished the season really good. Had a chance to win a number of more games. Obviously went into recruiting. I thought we signed a really good group. Went all season like everybody does, and got a really veteran group coming back. And I was sitting there last night, as we get ready for media day, just thinking about our team and go around. And I'll be really disappointed if we're not better at every single spot.
What's a game day experience like for the Furman fan and folks in Greenville who are wanting to get out to a game?
Well, I have to say this, give Jason Donnelly, our athletic director, a ton of credit. I think he completely changed the atmosphere even a year ago, and I'm really kind of excited to see, what it does going forward. They've already made some additional things they've done at the stadium. Certainly bringing the students into the stadium. We're in a great, great community that's continuing to grow. I think there's lots of options to pull people in. I think there's a ton of people out there that I think truly can appreciate our kids and what they're about. Unbelievably family-oriented atmosphere where it doesn't take you 24 hours to get in and get out. I think that's who we are, and I think that's who we've got to continue to reach out to and become that destination spot for people in Greenville.
All right, well, go Paladins.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. The Western North Carolina Catamounts have not exactly been the strength of the SoCon in recent years, but at the end of last season, the Cats were the team that no one wanted to play. They finished their 2021 effort winning 4 of their last 5 and come into the 2022 season as a hot team to watch with head coach Kerwin Bell's fast-paced, dynamic offense. Coach Bell, you guys finished kind of on a tear at the end of last season. Tell me a little bit about the closeout of last season, what this offseason's been like for you, and what you're looking forward coming into the fall.
Well, I think it was great for us going into the offseason to finish that 4-1 record, beating VMI, who was a really good football team on the road. Gave us a lot of momentum heading into January. We got there so late last year, we were just sort of playing catch up and trying to get ready for the season. We didn't have a chance to really build our culture and the foundation of that. And so this whole season, all season has given us a chance to do that. And we feel so much more comfortable that our kids know what we expect, what our expectation levels are, and for us to go attack this season and try to make it the best we can. I think what we found out is, like all teams that struggle, is that we've got to get better in the interior part of our team. On the offensive line, the defensive line, we're going to always have, I think, as good athletes as anybody in this conference. We just got to get better up front. I think we've made improvements there. We've got to continue to get better.
Coach, is there anything that I did not ask you about your upcoming season that you would like to talk about?
I would just like to say, as a head coach, I'm so proud of my football team. We got to grow from young little high school kids into college players, but they want it, and they have a desire to do it, and they've worked extremely hard. So with that, we've got a chance to be pretty special, I think, and I'm going to be glad to be the head coach of these guys.
Coach, thanks a lot, and good luck this season.
All right, thank you.
As much as the Catamount faithful love cheering on their football team in the fall, they're equally as proud of their famous marching band. The Pride of the Mountains is one of the largest and most accomplished marching bands in the country, even leading the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in 2019. We had a chance to get a sneak peek at this year's installment at the Pride of the Mountains and learn what makes this group of talented students so special.
I think a lot of people know Pride of the Mountains as the loud band with lots of people on the field, but we're so much more.
People might not know this about the Pride of the Mountains, but we actually hold a huge national representation as one of the best college bands in the country. For example, my freshman year was our second time going to Macy's, and that was an incredible experience. So we hold a pretty big reputation, even though we come from the small old Cullowhee.
We're known as the world's largest funk band, and the audience has come to grow and love that. And the excellence that we have on the field, and the drill and the sets, and how all that combines, it makes a special experience.
Everything that goes into it every single day, whether it's all behind the scenes stuff or the few hours a week that we rehearse, there's just so much that goes into creating that experience for the audience.
We actually start our band camp like 3 weeks before classes begin. They're here 8 a.m. to nearly 11 p.m. every single day for those 3 weeks. We have an amazing student leadership team that gets trained every camp, and then they're kind of the ones that run our rehearsals. Band camp is really no joke in Cullowhee.
I think this year's show is a little bit different than what everyone's used to. Paladin usually has this kind of formula to their shows, and it's obviously a hit. But this year we're changing things up a little bit, bringing the heat, if you will, with our show Let It Burn. So I think the audience should expect something new, something different, but keeping the classic Paladin vibes there as well.
We're doing it in 4 movements. So like joy, let your joy burn. And then the second movement is love, passion, and the third movement is adversity. And the fourth movement is purpose. And coming out of last year and still being in the pandemic, we're hoping to showcase, the inner self and what you and that can show off in life. And to have a community that supports and loves the band program, the kids want to work hard and put out a great product that they want to be proud of, because it's not just the students being proud of it, it's the region being proud of what we do. And so we understand that we represent them, and we want to represent them to the highest level at every time.
Up next, we head from the mountains to the coast and the Citadel Bulldogs, a triple option team that gives defenses fits, with a defense of its own that places 3 members on the preseason all-conference team. The Bulldogs are back this season, looking to make some noise in the SoCon. We sat down with head coach Brent Thompson to learn more. So, Coach, tell me a little bit about the Citadel coming out of last season, what your off-season's been like so far, and what you're looking forward to this fall.
Coming out of last year, we ended up the season with 2 really good wins. The one win was finally figuring out a way to win it at the end, and that was Wofford at home. It kind of helped propel us into the Chattanooga game. Now, going on the road in Chattanooga is always a tough one for us. And it was the first time that I felt that we played Citadel football the way that I understand that we need to play it, and that was we played really solid on defense. Offensively, we hung on to the football, we got first downs. We were able to use all 4 downs, and we were able to generate enough momentum and enough points. I kind of felt like we had a little bit of that momentum, a little bit of that feel of Citadel football back again.
Tell me about just what's cool about going to a game at the Citadel and why the people in Charleston and the surrounding areas need to get there.
Well, number one, we're the only football game in town, which is nice. We're on the peninsula. It's a great atmosphere there. We've got the highest attendance inside the stadium as well. And then we've made some really, really major improvements. We put turf down 2 years ago. We put the Jumbotron in last year. You get the march down, you get the cannons going off. All those reasons go into making it special, not just to be able to go to school there, but play there and coach there.
Wonderful. Well, Coach, thanks a lot, and good luck to the Bulldogs this season.
Thank you, appreciate it.
There are few matchups in the country that share the pomp and circumstance and rowdy game day atmosphere as when the Citadel squares up against VMI. The 2 rival military schools will renew that rivalry this season when the Bulldogs make the trip to Lexington, Virginia to take on the Keydets. We talked to VMI head coach Scott Wackenheim about the turnaround of this talented team. So, Coach, tell me a little bit about the Keydets coming out of last season, what this offseason has been like for you thus far, and what you're looking forward to coming into fall of 22.
Yeah, it's been kind of a season of change. We've got 7 new coaches, including a new offensive coordinator, Pat Ashford, a new defensive coordinator, Nick Revez, and a new strength coach, Ellis Spratlin. And so we've had some change, putting in some new offense and defensive systems, and just recently a new strength and conditioning, program. So it's been some of that. We're building on the success we've had in the past, and we want to establish a new standard of doing things where winning seasons are expected, not hoped for.
VMI football has been really fun to watch these last couple of years. What level of satisfaction have you drawn from what you've seen on the field?
A very high level of satisfaction. To take a team from 0-11 to winning the conference championship, I think it's a tremendous accomplishment. It talks a great deal about the amount of effort our players and staff and administration have put in, and it's just been a privilege to be a part of that.
What is your expectation for your team this season?
I think we'll compete at an extremely high level. The greatest thing about coaching at VMI is win or lose, our young men are going to be difference makers in society once they graduate. I'm just thankful that win or lose, we're producing high quality young men.
Excellent. Coach, well, thanks so much and good luck this season.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. The longest distance to travel in all of SoCon country is from VMI's Lexington, Virginia, down to Macon, Georgia, the home of the Mercer Bears. Mercer is picked to finish near the top of the conference this season, and head coach Drew Cronick has his Bears on track to battle for first place and that automatic berth to the FCS playoffs. Well, Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Mercer football has been an exciting watch these last few years, but there's more than just what we get to see on TV. I know the game day experience down there in Macon is really something special. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, and it's really an event that a family can, go to the Mercer campus on a Saturday and just enjoy their experience with the concert, with the tailgating, all the different activities going on, and then get your hind end in the stadium and watch the football game. We want to be Middle Georgia's team, and that game day experience certainly adds a ton to that.
So let's go to on the field now. What your off season's been like and what you're looking forward to going into the fall here.
Well, certainly, we finished that season on a heartbreaker, but we gave ourselves an opportunity. The fact that going through what we've been through in the second year of competition, really playing all those games almost in one calendar year in the SoCon, and putting ourselves in a situation to win a championship, I'm proud of a lot of people. And it takes a university to win in football. And so really for the first time we had an off season since I've been at Mercer. So we got to have a true off season where we weren't worried about anybody else but our football team, and developing and getting better, fundamentally getting better, mentally getting better from a culture standpoint. I really enjoy going to work every day because we have a group of young men who they're all in. They're not perfect, but they are excited about our football program, so it's exciting to be a Mercer Bear.
Awesome. Coach, good luck to the Bears this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mercer's energy and enthusiasm on the field is matched by their iconic mascot, Toby the Bear. It's not often you get the chance to talk to a celebrity like Toby, but we had a chance at SoCon Media Day. I wouldn't say it's the most insightful interview ever, but we had some fun. Man, it's not often that I get starstruck to be here with like the one and only Toby. I mean, whew. So I've been so excited to interview. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. So tell me about the amazing game day experience at Mercer. You guys got concerts, you guys got tailgating. I mean, you got the whole Mercer environment that's just amazing. Tell me all about it. Okay, well, I mean, I know that you guys got like rock bands and the cheerleaders are out. You're there. I mean, people could come and meet you, get their picture taken. I mean, how cool is that to meet Toby? But on the field too, I mean, like, gosh, Bears are gonna be good this year. What do you think about the team? Strong, okay, yeah. Throwing the ball and running it too, that's good. Yeah, so Mercer, Bears, Toby. This is so cool! All right, not my most hard-hitting interview ever, but fun nonetheless. Up next, we go next door from Georgia to Alabama and the Samford Bulldogs. One of the nicest guys in all of college sports, head coach Chris Hatcher is on a mission to turn some frowns upside down in Birmingham and take his team from a season filled with the narrowest of L's to a season stacked with W's. So tell me a little bit about the Bulldogs coming out of last season and what you've been doing this offseason to prepare for this fall.
Well, first of all, going back on last season, it was a very disappointing finish for us. We played really well early in the year, and I think at the end of the day, we lost 5 games, and every one of those defeats was by a touchdown or less. So, during the off season, like every year, especially at this level, you have coaches move around, and we have an entirely new defensive staff. But we're very excited. Our spirits are high. We've had a tremendous summer conditioning session. That probably the best one we've had in my 7 seasons as the head coach at Samford. I have really been pleased with the discipline that our new defensive coordinator, Chris Boone, has brought to the program. We're very optimistic about the season. Have a very tough slate to start the season. We play Kennesaw State, which I would probably be a top 10 team in FCS, out of conference, open up with them. And then we go play the Georgia Bulldogs week 2, and then have to go on the road to play Tennessee Tech, who is a very formidable foe as well, before we get into SoCon play. So we're not going to be able to ease into this season. We're going to have to come out of the gates ripping and roaring. But again, we're excited. We got a really good staff, and I think that we have some really good players that just nobody knows about at this time.
Can't wait to meet them. Coach, thanks a lot.
You got it. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Rounding out our roster of coaches, we finished things up in Spartanburg at Wofford College. Head coach Josh Conklin is in the midst of an offensive rebuild with a Terriers team that is looking for some improvement this season. He gave us some insight on what to watch for as the Gold and Black take the field. Coach Conklin, tell me a little bit about what has you excited with this year's Wofford football team coming into this fall.
Well, I think, after the 2021 season, it gave me an opportunity to really kind of push reset and take the program in the direction that I felt like I needed to. And so it was really important for me this year to take it where we felt like we wanted to go as a program versus maybe what the past was.
So that past has been a run-dominant team. We're looking at evolving Wofford football. Tell me a little bit about that evolution and what folks can look for this season.
Well, it starts, obviously we hired a new offensive coordinator. It starts through the quarterback. It's quarterback driven. We want to be able to attack matchups. We want to be able to attack the defense with multiple personnel groupings, multiple formation sets, and obviously, multiple run concepts and pass concepts.
Why is Wofford such a good spot for folks to get out there in Spartanburg and come support their team?
The venue is really incredible. Obviously, the environment that you get to play in. I know our guys feel comfortable there. I think that's why we play well there as a football program. But it's an easy in and it's easy out. It's a pretty special place.
Excellent. Well, Coach, thanks so much, and good luck to the Terriers this
season. All right,
season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Finally, we finish up our look at the upcoming SoCon season with a chat with Commissioner Jim Shouse, who gives us some valuable insights into the changing world of college sports and the place that the Southern Conference occupies in the broader landscape of college athletics, and the part that Ingles plays in bringing the games of the SoCon to the fans of SoCon country.
Well, this is SoCon Football Media Day, so it's an opportunity for us to promote our football programs, getting ready for the season coming up, opportunities for media to come in and interview our coaches, and we have Terrell Owens, who's going to be our speaker, just as commemorating SoCon football. Southern Conference is a power FCS conference. We are one of the top 2 or 3 conferences ranked somewhere at the very high end of the FCS. We play great football, great competitiveness within our league. There's no easy games. A lot of players that come out of our league each and every year go to the NFL. So there's high quality football that takes place. So encourage fans, people to come out, check out a SoCon football game if you aren't, and follow us in any way that you can. So yeah, we have all of our games are streamed on ESPN Plus. We also, the Nexstar Broadcasting Network has a unit that we have throughout the Southeast. So that network is through over-the-air stations in almost every market that we have in the Southeast in our conference. So it's another chance to watch more football games on a regional basis. Ingles is a tremendous partner for us in so many different areas, whether it's sponsoring our basketball tournament, helping us with what we do in football and everything. So they're a key part of these additional broadcasts that we get on Nexstar because of their financial support, but they're also just a great partner in everything that we do. Check out the Southern Conference. We're a building and growing college football league. We're going to continue to get better and grow. And so if you haven't had a chance to watch us or to come and see us in person, you need to do that.
The college football season is upon us, and I, for one, couldn't be more excited for a season that is sure to be filled with crazy finishes, exciting upsets, and unbelievable on-field accomplishments. Our thanks to Ingles Markets, Commissioner Shouse, all the coaches, all the schools, everyone at the Southern Conference, and all you fans for watching. Remember, you can catch the Ingalls SoCon Game of the Week on your local Nexstar station throughout the college football season. Enjoy.